Hello, welcome to CLSB Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. So this show is dedicated to my beautiful 10-year-old daughter, Ayla. She is the biggest Swiftie I know, and she is also super smart and super awesome. So this one's dedicated to her. The T-Swift Effect 2024 for Ayla. So let's get started. For those of you that don't know, this woman is crazy powerful. She has beaten the Beatles and Michael Jackson for record sales. She's super deep into the pop culture, and literally pretty much every woman I know is a big, big fan, including one I'm directly related to. So I'm like, okay, well, what did she do? This is what she did. Right after the debate, like a minute after the debate, she went in and put out a blast and said, hey, Trump was using my likeness to say I endorsed him. I did not. That guy's sucks. And go vote for Kamala. She believes in all the values I believe in. So, please go vote for her. It was a big ask. Huge. What does that really mean, though? Like, musicians can say lots of things, Well, this musician tends to have quite the following. So 283 million total followers on Instagram, right? Keep in mind, like the president's got 60 million, and he's the leader of the free world. So 283 is a lot. She also has, so she blasted that out. In the first 15 hours, 338,000 individuals went to the federal voter website to make sure they're registered to vote, verify their voter, where they're registered to vote, make sure that everything's good, and then to register to vote if they weren't. Incredible. I bet it was by far exponentially the largest traffic they've ever gotten on their website. That goes without saying, and it's kind of amazing. And I tell you right now, there'll never be another Tuesday that'll be beat like that. So it went to 9.7 million Instagram likes. That means these are people that bothered to push the button. And then 1.5 million reshared it. Now, those numbers are really important because they far exceed most other media outlets, I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know anyone else that would have been able to get that kind of response. So I was like, well, what does that response mean? Well, apparently they did a poll in Tennessee and found that about 37% of registered voters like Taylor Swift. And of that group, 12% said, sure, I'll go vote for her. I'm likely to vote for anyone that she tells me to. So I'm going to call that a 2%. It's somewhere between 2 and 3. And also this is one sample, and it's Tennessee. I mean, she could be more popular in Texas or Florida or wherever. I mean, I think honestly she's popular everywhere. I think we went to Antarctica, we'd still find, Taylor Swift fans. So I asked myself, okay, if it's 2 points, let's just call a ball. What did 2020 look like? What were our big flip states? So Texas, for example, it was a 5.6% spread. Well, Taylor Swift effect takes 2 out, makes 3.6. Colin Allred was already within 3 2 weeks ago against Ted Cruz, because not even Republicans like Ted Cruz. So I'm like, Texas is probably in play. Florida, in 2020, it was a 3.3% gap. Well, take 2 out of that, that's 1.3. I mean, just the fact that choice is on the ballot in Florida. I'd say Florida, there's something going on there. This is real. North Carolina actually goes into the blue if you take 2 points and throw it in. So, I mean, Tennessee, North Carolina, what does this really look like? I mean, you got North Carolina sitting here with a 2-point bump from, the T-Swift effect, if that's a thing, and now it's all blue. So there you go. I like that. Then we got Ohio. I mean, we would need an exponential number of Swifties to take over that state. But it's a relatively small population. And, you just never know. But really, it puts it at 6, which is not great. Same with Iowa, 6, But what other factors are going on, right? What else do we know that's happening during this cycle? Well, quite honestly, this is the first presidential election since COVID, and we know COVID killed a lot of people. And so the electorate will change. And we also know that the Republicans told their people, their base, not to do anything that, doctors were telling them to do. So feeling like they probably took a bigger hit than the Democrats, who were wearing masks, who were distancing, who were, taking their shots and doing all the stuff that you're supposed to be doing. So also, this is our first presidential election since Roe was overturned. And we already seen what that's doing. So huge factor. The millennial voters are coming into their 30s where they're starting to vote and pay attention and wonder about school boards and other interesting things that are part of adulting. And they're engaging, and they're the largest generation in the history of our country ever. So they're happening. We've got choice on the ballot in a bunch of states. A lot of them are swing states. A lot of them I'm reporting on this channel, on my swing state playlist. That is happening, and that is huge. I mean, if we look at all the special elections and anything that's gone through since Roe, we're like, what, 13 for 13? I mean, so that's happening. Then we got the Trump factor. We're watching this 70-something-year-old man implode on national television probably about every 6 hours. That's not going to decrease as we get closer to the election. And then we just, on a flat baseline across the country, I've talked about it. Other people are talking about it. The increase in women voter registration, which I think T-Swift probably added nitroglycerin to. So we've got that going. So it's not going to be just T-Swift's endorsement that's going to do this, but it's adding momentum to all these other factors that are going into all the stuff that's going to happen over this next 54 weeks, 53 weeks, 52 weeks. 52 days, weeks. I wish. No, it's going to be this huge movement from various strata, very different, concerns. I mean, you got big business also rallying behind Kamala because they know what tariffs are going to do to the economy. And nobody wants that. Nobody asked for that. So yeah, you're looking at this huge monumental shift that's being pushed by all these different issues. So I think that that in our thought experiment where T-Swift's worth 2 points, I mean, if T-Swift is worth 2 points, and those individuals decide, yes, that these are the issues that we want to leverage against, or for, that is to say, man, what an effect that could have on the overall electorate, the whole voter. I mean, we could see. So really, where this should really be freaking out the Republicans is the suburbs. So, because if you look at my gerrymandering video, the way they do it is they have to have 280,000 people in a congressional district. So they have to anchor. I mean, yeah, you could build out these giant congressional districts with more cows than people, and they'd be enormous, right? Well, what the Republicans do is, in Texas specifically, is when they go and they gerrymander, they go and they try and cut up the areas that will probably be more left or more progressive. And they'll cut into those chunks and then create this big, long chunk part of the congressional district that's got more cows than people. That's how they do it. Well, you still have to anchor that population because there's nobody living out there. I mean, the population density goes to nothing out there. More cows than people. That is not an exaggeration. That's facts. And they have to anchor it to an actual population. So what they've done reliably, they've been able to hold on to the suburbs since Reagan, really. And those suburbs have been their population anchors on these districts. This is congressional districts. So what the T-Swift effect could do to those suburbs that anchor those congressional districts is insane. Young families, grandparents with granddaughters. I mean, just there's not a demographic dads with daughters like me. There's not a demographic that this isn't going to touch. And it's not like we need to overwhelmingly win anything, really. It's 3% here, 4% there, 3% there. A lack of turnout in rural districts. That's how we saw Georgia flip. They were like, why aren't these northern counties producing the votes that they normally do? I'm like, probably because their population's dropping. It's also getting older, and that has its own little drop at the end anyway. I mean, why? Because of demographics, the stuff that we talk about all the time on this channel. So those are my thoughts. That is the effect I think this is going to have. I think T-Swift's going to have a huge impact for one person. I doubt we will see an effect like this. I mean, it's just, there's nothing equivalent. Yeah. So just want to remind everybody, this is when the voter registration ends. You've got to get registered to vote in these states by this date. So make sure you do that. I went and posted this also on our community page so that anyone can grab it if they want it. And then, I want to be your end game. I want to be your first string. I want to be your A team. Taylor Swift. Got a quote in there for my daughter. So just remember to get out and vote. And definitely thank you for watching. Check your voter status, like and subscribe. Love the comments, love the likes. Share this with every single Swiftie you know. Make sure you share this with every Swiftie, because I want them to know how important their vote is really going to be in this cycle. It's super important. So, all right. I hope everyone enjoyed this. This is probably one of my more enjoyable videos I've done. So I just want to, also please support the channel, TLSP Politics at PayPal. Very helpful. I've gotten some contributions. My internet is going to get better because of contributions. Appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a great day.